And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to South Africa versus Wales player rating show. This is Forever Rugby on Forever Sports, and there are a lot of relieved Springbok fans out there because after a pretty poor performance, if we're going to be brutally honest, they have managed to scrape a very dramatic victory against Wales, beating them 32 points to 29. And basically how the show works is we go through the entire Springbok 23 and we give them a rating between 1 and 10. And then basically what it does is it averages out the votes and it tells you what the general sort of consensus is. We then also select a player of the match. So I'm going to put a poll up there. Who was your Springbok man of the match? And I'm going to put in Damian Willemse. Who else is? So give me some man of the match nominations, people. That's what I'm here to take. I want some man of the match nominations. I'm going to put Leo Diago in there. Thought he played pretty well. We can have up to 4. So give me some options. I need 4 options for man of the match here, people. What are we thinking? I've got Damian Willemse in there. I've got Leo Diago in there. I've seen people going for Jasper Wiese. So we'll put Jasper Wiese in there, obviously. Do we have a 4th? So we've got Damien, we've got Leo Diago, we've got Jasper Wiese. So you guys will vote. I'm seeing Cheslin. I'm seeing 2 Cheslins. Is there a 3rd for Cheslin? Do we have a 3rd for Cheslin? Nathan Barnes says Malcolm Marks, Colby. So we'll go with Cheslin Colby, shall we? Cheslin Colby. Right, and we are asking the community. Right, there it is. So you guys can go start voting on the man of the match poll over there. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the game, I think it gets a bit dangerous if we start micro-analyzing it immediately. I think we need to, first of all, just be patient. First game of the year, no warm-up games or whatever, and it looked like it. It looked like a team that hadn't played together for 8 months. It was very sloppy. It was very disjointed. It was very uncharacteristic, and it just looked like the plan wasn't being executed very well. And I think that it will obviously get a lot better. And I think that we will start seeing. I think we will see a couple of changes. I think Alton Yankees has played himself out of a chance for next week. So I do think we'll see Andre Pollard back in that 10 jersey. Yeah, it's a pity because I think it was a nice opportunity for him. What I will say is that, to be fair, the pack was really poor in the first. I mean, look, the box were poor in the first half. We can focus on Alton and he wasn't good at all. But if we're being brutally honest, very few people were good in that first half. Our pack did not give any front foot ball to the back line. They didn't pose themselves in Wales. They were nullified very much so, and as a result, we were kind of directionless. But the execution was poor. Faf had a couple of poor kicks today. Alton had lots of his kicking was off a long way. He looked like someone who hadn't played rugby in about 2 or 3 months, and he has played rugby 2 or 3 months, and it very much showed, unfortunately. I thought Cheslin Colby worked very hard in the first half, but had no ball. So once he had some more possession, then he obviously looked a lot better. We need to get Kanye Ahmed into the game a bit more. Thought Damien De Lindy grew into the game, but that first half was really, really, really. No, we were nowhere. If we're being brutally honest, we were just absolutely nowhere. And you got to put your hands up and say, right, guys, we didn't pitch up, and maybe there will be some heads. Maybe heads will roll. Maybe it will be a case of hang on, I'm just checking something here. I've got a bad feeling that. Fashion, Damien Villa. I was about to say, somebody was saying there's no sound on my match review, but there's definitely sound. Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah. So let's move on to the game and to next week, and let's just bury. I think we need to bury this game. I don't think we need to come back to it. I don't think too many heads need to roll. I think that Willemse was superb and really, really chuffed for him. I think that I'm interested to see what will happen to the pack if we go with the same pack, or if we do maybe look to rejig it a little bit. And I thought that Billy LaRue played really well when he came on. Actually, I thought that he had a big impact on the game. You know, I think it was leadership and the way he really sort of took charge when he came on. I thought that was a Billy LaRue that wanted to prove a point, and I think that his calmness, his composure was very much needed. And he did bring it. So. Yeah, so some of the comments saying that none of our takes has really showed why Rassi Ninoba believes in this game. Tristan Colby was everywhere and scored a great try, so he was mine. Dave saying the only consistent player was Damien Willemse. Hansi was saying, well, he's had a good first half. After dropping the first ball, he really picked up his game. Grant Swartz, I fear Alton might have played his last test. Well, there's just no other 10s, is there? So he'll probably play against Argentina, I reckon. Kanyusa says, when the Boks run the ball, we look far better. We should use kicks as an exit or contestable up and unders. Villy was phenomenal. Captain Crunch. Villy was great. We looked more threatening when he came on. Dave says Davis was the only consistent player, even in that poor first half. Right. So we're going to get to the voting. So as I said, so the pinned comment there is the player ratings. So lots of people are sitting here voting at the moment, and basically, yeah, we're going to go through and give them a rating between 1 and 10, and we're going to start with Ox in chair, who I didn't think was terrible. In terms of what his primary role is. Yeah, I mean, the scrums were good. I would like to have seen more ball in hand. I mean, if we look at his stats, for example, he had 4 carries, he had 4 tackles, he didn't miss a tackle. But yeah, I think we've come to expect more from him. I think that generally it's probably just a 6. I think because 6 is an average game, and I think that Ox was average. I don't think he was bad. I don't think he was great. I don't think he was good. I think he was just pretty average, to be honest. So I'll give him a 6. Interesting to see. So 6.9. People have gone with 7. People have gone a little bit higher. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. He played 48 minutes. Didn't really have much to do. Not his best game. Bongi Manambi, a little bit of the same actually. Where I feel that you know, we didn't really see top dog out there. We didn't see him really, you know, laying down the gauntlet. I mean, he had 4 carries, BB 2 defenders. His lineouts were relatively solid apart from the one that they lost, but that was a catch by Lourt Diaga. So I would say Bongi was the best of the 3 starters. So I'd probably go with Bongi at 7. I think he was better than Ox. 6.3. I disagree with that. I don't think Bongi was worse than Ox and Chair in that game. France Malherbe. Well, he won a scrum penalty. And his game reads as follows: 2 carries, 5 tackles. Yeah, again, nothing phenomenal, nothing great. Leaning towards a 6 for France Malherbe. Yeah, let's just give him a 6. 5.9. Yeah, again, he was average. It was nothing great. Yeah, I mean, he's France Malherbe, so he's not like he's going to be sitting there hitting gaps and shit like that. You know, he's not going to be a flair game. But yeah, and unfortunately for him, didn't have a lot of scrums to work with in the first half. So yeah, Evan Etzebeth. There's moments. He won 2 lineouts, I think. He made 12 tackles apparently, according to Ultimate Rugby. 6 carries. But Etzebeth was decent. Not really the imposing Etzebeth we sort of come to see, but he had a couple of kick charge downs as well. So I'd probably give him a 7. 7. There we go. So we're pretty aligned there. I thought Lourt Diaga was very good. I'm sitting on an 8 for Lourt at this stage. I thought that he was one of the few forwards who actually kind of just took upon himself and said, I will do it. Like, you guys are gonna buckle, I will do it. And he made 13 tackles, didn't miss a single tackle, 8 carries, very, very good carries as well. Very solid line-out things. So I'd say that Lourt gets an 8. He was very good at today. 7.1. I think it's a bit harsh. I mean, I think he was very good. So yeah, Sia had a very quiet game, didn't he? Look, the thing with Sia as well is that he's not a player you see a lot of. You know, he does a lot of off the ball work. He hits a lot of rucks. He does a lot of, you know, a lot of the grunt work, stuff like that. But it wasn't his best game. So I'll probably give him a 6. I don't think he was. Yeah, 6.9. I think is being a bit generous. I don't think he was terrible, but again, I think it was like everyone. They kind of just rocked up and played. It's not like they were out there imposing and like really getting they're throwing their weight around and yeah, Franco Mostert again, and also a bit like Sia, he's a player who you don't see a lot of the hard work that he does, but nothing special today. I mean, I don't mind him at flank, to be honest. Lots of people sitting there saying that he can't play 7, but we know he can play 7 because he played there to brilliant effect last year against the British and Irish Lions. Today he wasn't phenomenal. He hasn't played rugby in a while, so I think it's a bit like Alton in terms of you're just very, very rusty. But average, nothing terrible. We're not going to drop him or anything like that. 6.3 is fair enough. Jasper was an all or nothing, wasn't he? Because he had 2 really poor couple of moments in terms of restarts knocking the ball forward, but between the first knock on and the knock on right towards the end in the middle passage, I thought Visa was very impressive. So I'm leaning towards an 8 for Jasper. I think that he carried tremendously well. I do think his soft skills has improved. I am a bit more reassured with. I mean, I know he dropped 2, but he did take quite a few under the high ball very well. And he's a wrecking ball, isn't he? He's just a human wrecking ball. So he made 17 carries, 9 tackles, didn't miss a single tackle, 54 meters gained, 6 defenders beaten. That's a very, very good day out. So I'm seeing a couple of Visa 9, Jasper 8, Faf a lucky 3. He was says 8.5. Going to 8 there. Other than knockoffs, 100% tackling, good meters, 7, says Byman. Visa 8. The issue is Dwayne does everything Visa does, but also plays an organizational leadership role. Francois Invest says, you guys were so confident about the Box winning against Wales. We won in the 82nd minute. This is what happens when you don't respect the opponent. South African should be more humble. I very much disagree with that because, and you're on the wrong channel if you want to come and say that South Africans are being arrogant about it, because the conversations we've had on the channel over this week is that do not underestimate Wales. We all said that Wales are a good side, and that we will need to rock up. We can't just just play. The general consensus was that I think that it was going to be a good game, and that Wales were going to be competitive. I don't think we anticipate us playing that badly, but yeah, I think you're on the wrong channel if you're sitting there saying that we didn't back Wales, because I think this community very much did say that Wales would be a good test for the Box. Anyway, so I'm going to give Jasper an 8. 6.2. That is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Maybe I could have justified going with a 7. 7 or 8. I would have been around there, because he did have a couple of mistakes. But 6.2 is no. I don't agree with that at all. Anyway, Faf. The kind of says, Faf's clerk, why was he not subbed at half-time too? Please educate me. Because Faf is incredibly important to the system that we play. From a defensive point of view, from a game management point of view. And yes, he might have had a bad first half, but he's not somebody that you want, that you leave out. Forcing Phillips says his Faf had an excellent second half. The coaches knew he would redeem that first half, but Alton was a lost cause. Faf was fine, but for the most part, just a couple of sketchy kicks. We kicked less than Wales. TR's going with a 7. I'm seeing a couple of 7s. Yeah, I think that he got a lot better in the second half. He injected a lot of pace. His kicking wasn't best. I'd probably give him a 6, because the first half he wasn't good. Let's be brutally honest here. 5.9. Yeah, it's fine. That's around there. Alton, my boy. Look, I don't think it's his last game in the Box jersey. I think that is a very reactionary way of thinking. If we're being brutally honest, last year when he played for the Box, he actually didn't have a bad game ever. So he's still going to be around there, and he still deserves another chance. I think though that if he doesn't have a good season, he's only going to get a couple of games. If he doesn't have a good season, he has to come back to South Africa. If I was him wanting to go to the World Cup next year, I would be playing in South Africa. you're not if you have a bad season with the Box and you're not playing under the microscope of the Box coaches in South Africa where they can see what you're doing, I think that you risk not being selected for the World Cup. So yeah, but I'll give him a 2. He did have a very nice break down the inside there. Huh? No, I was taking the piss here. Hey, hey, hey. You guys make me laugh. Anyway, right. Well, I think we can all agree it's probably a 2. But Pimps, bit of a quiet game, old Michael Zolls. Yeah, he made his tackles. He didn't have much ball. I would say very, maybe even a 6. Yeah, I'll probably go a 6 to be fair. Blind paper spray, poor kicking and a handling error at 4. A 1 is dumb, and the 3 points early was important. When are we going to get a fly off that can actually kick for post consistently? It's a very good fucking question. Because Pollard as well was pretty poor last week. Have you see your opinion on Yankees today? Yeah, as I said earlier, it was no way. He had a really poor effort. Yeah, I think he needs some game time, and I'd like to see him back in South Africa playing his rugby here. So he can get his confidence up. But coach has to take the flag for crap kicking game. Mapimpi piss poor and defends. Mapimpi touched the ball once. Out Yankees missed 2 conversions, caused 2 tries, and caused a kick into touch. Caused 2 tries. Huh? How is the first try on him? When Luat Diago dropped the ball and they then rounded Mapimpi and Damian Willemse. That's a weird take. You also missed 2 penalties, not conversions. If you're gonna be accurate about it, and to be fair, I don't blame him for the second try either. I think that's just a free try. He initially reacted very well to get there, and then lost the ball in the tackle, and it just fell for Reece Hammett. I wouldn't blame anybody for that try. You said we should not say Alton is bad. No, I never said that. Bit disappointed to see not see more of Colby. Yeah, so let's go Damien Dealendi. Yeah, not Damien's best. It was alright. He grew into the game, I felt. He made his tackles. I think he didn't have to make 1 or 2. Didn't have as much of a fair. A nice little try assist. Not sure it was the harder option. But it worked at the end of the day. So I'll give Dealendi a 6. I think he was pretty stock standard. 6.9. Lekanya also probably a 6. He grew into the game. He won a very important penalty. 6.8 is fine. I don't really mind that. I just generally think that if we're being honest, that we didn't play very well. So to give guys like high scores is probably not really justified. We won the game, but it was a really poor performance. Chesden, however, I'm going to give a 8-2 actually. I thought that he played really well. He made lots of tackles. And he was doing a lot of hard work, which was like, yeah, he was doing weird grunt work. He was in rucks and he was making lost tackles up against forwards. It was weird. But yeah, I came on and when he got the ball, it was very exciting. So 7.7, I don't mind that. Damian Williams to take a bow. Son, take a bow. In fact, I'm giving you a 9. I'm doing it. I thought Williams yee! I wonder if this plugin might be a bit broken. We might have to reassess this because that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I thought Williams today was a coming of age. And the entire season's been a coming of age, really. But 24 years old, he looks very mature at the moment. He looks very confident. He's the player that we've all been waiting for. He's finally arrived. Could the real Damian Williams stand up? He stood up. So very, very chuffed to see what he did today. And I think that he'll only get better, to be honest. Malcolm Marks with the bench was pretty good. I'm going to give 7s to Marks, Kitsoff, and Vincent Koch because they did make a big difference when they came on. They did outplay the starting front row. I think that's a bit harsh, but the other ones we can go with. Samarat barely touched the ball, so he gets an average 6. Alwick Low, probably also a 6. He had a nice break and didn't have much to do. 7 is all right, I suppose. Yeah. Kwaka. You know what? I'm gonna give Alwick a 7. I'm gonna give Kwaka a 7 as well. I thought Kwaka looked very good actually. As I said, if it wasn't for the lineup options that they want, I think Kwaka could very much start next week. I thought, but coming to the bench is a very useful player. But today, I think we're seeing more and more how valuable he is to the Springboks. And I think people need to finally, some people, not everybody, because somebody the other day was already going, you know, he's too small to play for the Springboks. I mean, shut up. Like it's just like it's Cheslin Colby not broken the mold. No, he's a forward. Look, Kwaka Smith did the bits today. Man was very good when he came on. Brings in energy, brings in a very good skill set. The scramble defense is great. Very chuffed to see that he's now working in the setup. Herschel didn't have much to do. He had a 6. And I thought 5.7 is a bit harsh. Didn't actually. I mean, he only got 8 minutes, so that is a bit harsh. Billy today was very good. I'll give him a 7. I think that yeah, 5.4 is a bit ludicrous. So yeah, I'm not sure what you guys are on about because this Billy LaRue was very good. He came on and he made a bit of difference. And I think it's an interesting actually role for him coming off the bench in the latter stages of the game. I think today proved why he's still in there and the fact that he's still got a lot to offer the Springboks. His leadership today was very impressive. I thought that he took charge quite a lot. You know, help people stay a bit composed, stuff like that. I think overall, I think that Philly today proved that he's a very important cog in the Springbok machine. So long may that continue. And then in terms of the man of the match, 257 people have voted. We do have a winner. And as I said earlier, may the real Damian Willemse please stand up. 56% of the votes. He is our man of the match. Congratulations, Damian Willemse. This is more important than winning the test match. Giving the Freo Sports man of the match is basically the equivalent of getting like a Ballon d'Or. It's like getting an Oscar. You know, it's that big of a deal. So you got one. Congratulations. People, thank you very much for a fantastic day. It's been a lot of fun. The international season is firmly underway. Hopefully we'll see a better performance from the Boks next week. Hopefully a bit more gelled together. And yeah, we'll probably do a bit of a debrief tomorrow night, and then we'll have a schedule up on Monday in terms of what the week is in store. But usual lunchtime live shows will be back. Obviously previews, reviews, fan forums, all that stuff coming up next week as well. So please do smash like on the video on the way out. Please do subscribe as we are on the road to 13,000 subscribers. So you do what you need to do. If you'd like to become a member, please do. And we will see you guys next time.